Hello there, everyone. It is episode 4 of Troublemakers, and boy, oh boy, do we have a funny little drama to showcase with you today. Joining me, as always, is Falgy and British Runner. How are you guys doing today?
It's been a while, and boy, are we coming back to a dumpster fire wrapped in a bag of shit that was sent into orbit and has now come back after a 5 year long mission. British, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty well, thanks.
So, I guess we should get this little tidbit out of the way. So, guys, before all the shit hit the fan, initially speaking, Himpleton was supposed to be the fourth member of Troublemakers, and we were originally going to be doing a Maggot Edits episode, and then all this shit happened.
Yeah, listen. I fell asleep at the best time. That's all I'm gonna say. I zonked out at the best time because we were supposed to record, and my eyes said, "You know what? That's not happening." And Jesus, thank God.
Oh god, can you imagine the alternate universe where we had recorded that episode and then we released it?
I thought about that, and I was like, "Oh fuck! Had we released this, I would have like jumped out of the ceiling. I would have been like, ah, what?" No.
So like let's get like somewhat of a rundown out of the way. So like it's not just one thing with Himpleton, it's multiple things that he just continuously does. He'll get into like usually what will happen is he'll get into a call with someone. He'll debate them. He looks absolutely moronic. And then he'll apologize for the debate. And then the cycle will repeat itself. The best two examples of this we can think of at the moment is Mr. Sen, the alleged lolly enjoyer, and Mr. Slime Beast, who is he's special, to put it nicely.
It's something really interesting when you look at Himpleton's career, I guess, on the internet in a way that is so curious. Himpleton, the best way can be described as he was content brained in probably one of the worst ways I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He very much wanted to not just be at the center of stories, he wanted to make stories happen. Now, he believes that is what a gay op is. That is not what a gay op is. That's not how a gay op works. You do not become the story. You help facilitate it unfold. But you stay just a little bit arm's reach.
Yeah. You don't get too deep involved into the story like he was with Romantic Goblin, like with Jar.
Yeah. It's Cinnabear has claimed another casualty.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
It's like, what? How did she do this?
It's the powers of the evil white woman, I tell you.
Bro, she ain't even that good looking. Like a fucking paper bag over her head wouldn't fucking fix the problem.
Dude, she looks like that one like weird girl you would have in like your high school class.
Bro, she's literally she's like the person you don't want to be like pegged in like in like a project because you know she just smells. You don't know what the scent is. You don't like you know she showered. You know she showered. But there's just an aura and it's just stank. Lord.
So I think we should obviously it was British Runner who decided to bring Himpleton onto the podcast, and obviously this was a team effort. We all agreed to try and have him on, but British Runner, you seem to have a special relationship with Himpleton. Would you care to delve into that a bit?
Well, that all started with Mama Max. So basically, basically, I watched a video from Himpleton back when he was called Simpleton, and it was a fairly good video.
Oh yeah,
and it was actually what actually inspired me to get into making the deep dive on Mama Max, essentially.
Interesting.
I found it very interesting, and it also it created like a discussion for me, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. Because like you see a video for something, and you're just like, hey, you know what? I
Yeah.
want to deep dive into this shit.
Is like originally I fell for the Mama Max like defense video he made about his exes and all that stuff, and about Magnetar. I fell for that.
Oh yeah.
And after, and like, yeah, I did like give grievances to Magnetar at that point,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel bad about that. I really do. Like, and after watching Simpleton's video on that, like, I apologized to Magnetar, like, to him and all that stuff, and eventually I got back into contact with him. And yeah, like that's where it all kind of began, essentially.
Interesting.
So like from there, like I had a couple comments back and forth. Eventually, added him on Discord, and that's where it all. Yeah, Himpleton.
Okay.
But yeah, like looking back on things, like Himpleton has done some good in the community.
Oh yeah. Like what?
Well, like with Magnetar, like for instance, he's helped Magnetar out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least that's what the vibe I got from his conversation with Magnetar. Like Magnetar thanked him and all that stuff.
Okay.
So, like apparently, like from my memory, Magnetar said that Himpleton was one of the first people that was on his side, essentially.
Gave him a chance.
Yeah.
So
yeah, pretty much.
obviously, this is coming from like, he's doing the videos that commentary people usually do. Should we talk about what caused some of the problems? And that was live streaming. You see, certain audience members will know that live streaming is a big thing in the commentary community, especially if you're a smaller creator, because you can have people for live discussions and all that kind of stuff. Plus, you can get instant gratification by having people donate to your streams live as they're happening, or they become members, and etc. etc. Himpleton fell down this rabbit hole, but the issue is he should have stuck to video creation because he cannot handle a live atmosphere, it seems. Isn't that right, Falgi?
It's something very interesting that I realized watching his streams and things like that. So a lot of people would consider some of his streams to be just like chill streams. So there are a bunch of people, a bunch of content creators in the similar stream and things like that, and they're all talking about specific topics or things of.
Uh-oh. Oh, did I cut out? Or did he?
No,
Oh no,
he's
Falgi cut out. Oh no.
After Falgi.
Oh. We'll give him a moment.
Oh, Falgi.
Falgi. Come out.
Falgi. Yeah, it reminds me of Yo Mama. The Yo Mama channel.
Your mama.
Yeah, like remember that guy he had like a little drama, I think, with Keemstar, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, the dude was fucking
Yeah, like
obsessed with Keemstar.
he had a Five Nights at Freddy's animation about that, like where he's like, Freddy, come out to play, and he's just sitting there kicking down all of the toilet cubicle doors. And when he gets to the last one, he's like, peekaboo, I see you. There you are.
Let me I'm gonna
Ah.
Yeah,
there he is. Okay.
So the long and short of it is the fucking command strip thing that I use It sometimes turns by itself magically, and
Oh,
it
yeah?
turns to the side where the fucking restart button is. And I'm
Oh,
like, this
no.
son of a bitch. I'm back. So yes, we'll just continue like I didn't disappear. Yes,
Yeah,
Himpleton
yeah.
has been in the live stream space. He's been doing chill streams. He's been having a conglomerate of people on his streams. He's also been reacting live to content as well as interviewing individuals. This is where he got into a little bit of a sticky situation because the problem is Himpleton, unlike his videos, could not be measured in streams or on calls and things like that. So he had a tendency to, let's say, jump the shark in certain moments. And this would happen every so often. Himpleton would get the fireside chat, and then everything would be fine for a little bit of time. Himpleton would do the 1 HP voice, I understand. But he would continue to make the same mistakes. Associate with people he probably shouldn't be associating with to continue his career and to keep himself sane on the platform. And over time, Himpleton began to devise a plan.
Here's
What
the
if-
thing. I would actually like to ask both of you a question.
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
Have you guys ever had a fireside chat?
No, I haven't been in the space long enough to have one.
I guess you can say I have. I wasn't really spurging online though. It was more due to like personal IRL stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's like technically I have had a extreme fireside chat, but in terms of like content, if I'm having issues with someone, I kind of just have like a personal call with them. I wouldn't necessarily clarify that as like a fireside chat. It's just like, hey, we're hashing out our issues.
Oh, I meant like if you had been the subject of a fireside chat.
Oh, like if anyone streamed while me like spurging out? No, that's never happened.
No.
Okay,
no.
well, I have had one. Well, actually, no, I've had two with Chud Logic.
Mhm.
First one was with the Minecraft video I made about the allegations back in March, and the second one was with the first Dark Viper video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I made errors, and in the Minecraft one I was quite overzealous, so I'll definitely take the L's on those. But like I believe I had learned from those conversations I had with Chud, so.
Right, that's the important thing is if you learn.
Yeah,
from your
that is the
mistakes.
important thing. That you learn from the mistakes. You actually reflect on them, essentially, instead of just saying like, "Yeah, I totally agree with you."
Or like when, you know, creators give you criticism and like you pretend that you're taking it to heart and then like you go to someone's DMs and be like, oh yeah, they're blackballing me if I don't ban you.
Mm.
That couldn't be a reference to anyone we're talking about, right? No.
No, of course not. Of course
no.
not.
You see, chat. There's an issue that Himpleton has, and is that he gets too personally involved in the stories that he's trying to cover. You see, usually, you know, you want to have like a third party perspective when you're usually covering stuff in commentary, right? I mean, worst comes to worst, you know, you can have an interview of like either side or maybe both sides if you're lucky when it comes to a certain drama, right? But you know, the moral of the story is, you know, you should have them on for the interview, be friendly as you possibly can to make sure that happens. And then afterwards, you know, just kind of mind your own business. You don't continue talking to them. You don't invite them to your Discord servers, you know, in order to be buddy with them. And Himpleton did not follow these rules. No. He was like, oh, what's that? You want to be in the 10th call with me today? Go right ahead. You want me to help you fall asleep? Sure, I can help with that. No problem. You want to hide in my Discord server from all the haters? Go right ahead.
That was his thing. He tried. Listen, he was a creator of the people, for the people, and by the people. I think we were misunderstanding him this entire time. He definitely wasn't a freak. Definitely not like a fucking self-important, like fucking like snake. He was just He just tried so hard to make everybody happy.
All right, so I guess we should rip the Band-Aid. The fucking Joker call. That's like the best way I can describe it. The Joker call. Where he's just
he
like
was he
so
was the
fucking
jonkler.
smug.
He's the jonkler. He's like, I need to be something so powerful, so much happened.
Didn't there used to be a creator that actually had like the Joker makeup on? And then they went.
I think that's just an edit. I
schizo.
don't think he's actually ever done that to himself.
No, like there was a creator. I believe. I believe I saw a video on it.
Yeah.
Like, not
Well, that's
Himpleton,
a
but,
little
like,
that's a
somebody
little
else.
off topic, but yeah, he's boy when like I think you mentioned it when we were on stream earlier, but like he'll have like the 1 HP voice where it's like, yes, I understand, you're completely right, I'm completely wrong in this situation, and then as soon as he thinks he has the upper hand on like a smaller creator, he's like, you see. You don't understand. I'm one bad day away from being a serial killer. And you take pleasure in harming others. I don't do that.
I know what it means to be antisocial. I don't know if you know that. Come on, chop. I would need to hear your answers. I need to know. What do you think? Do you want to play a game?
I'm just like, bro. You see, you shouldn't threaten a man who has nothing left to lose.
You don't understand. I ate my chicken nuggies cold.
With no sauce.
Oh my god, it's so bad. I guess we should get into this. We should make preface. There are a series of fireside chats and on-air interviews and off-air interviews and comments that Himpleton would make. Because one of the biggest things that Himpleton did that was revealed incidentally was Himpleton revealed that he had been talking to the one, the only, the fucking weirdo himself, Just a Robot, for a series of 10 calls. Now, were some of those sleepy time calls? I guess the world will never know. I could assume that they were. But when everybody found that out, and people had already known that Himpleton was also still in somewhat contact with another member of the whole Cinnabear drama, Romantic Goblin, for those who don't know, was part of the Cinnabear support group. And he was having conversations with her as well. It seemed very likely that Himpleton was way over his head. And he kept trying to portray that, I just don't know any better. I'm just trying to find myself. I'm just trying to get, my content settled. I'm just trying to do it.
Yeah.
And every time it became less believable. Because why would it be believable? You're still making content. You're still actively trying to create videos. So every time he would have these fireside chats, or every time he would be confronted, it'd become less and less believable. And then a call was leaked. A series of a call which is separated into two parts. It is a very long video, but I think it's time to show them a little snippet of pain and suffering.
Oh, God. Luckily, the first part, like part 1, and there's a timestamp for it. It shows. It shows. Practically everything. Hang on, let me get it up for the audience real quick. Side note, I'm doing this after a drinking stream, so
yeah, that was the and side note, I made him drink 2 shots right before ending.
So guys, if this is slightly bad,
Scuffed.
blame Falky. Almost said Falky.
You could say whatever the fuck you want. But listen, if it's scuffed, we win.
It's yeah.
Going back to what you said, Falgi, like you can only really fall back on like these things only so many times before people start to think like it's the whole thing, like they like both Himpleton and Morale had essentially, which was like, I was just joking, I was just trolling, I was just memeing, and
Yes.
sorry, I don't believe that. Like,
Guys, I'm
yeah.
the epic meme.
like you can only fall back on that so many times before it becomes like before like it's like the boy who cried wolf. Essentially. It's the boy who cried trolling, memeing, joking. Like it's just a prank, bro. Like you can only say that so many times
Right.
before it becomes unbelievable.
Guys, I swear, I'm just the epic prankster.
I mean, we had this with we saw this with the Emrau stuff, like with Aiden. It's like he was totally spurging out, and then he just goes, "Well, I was just trolling," even though he said he wasn't.
Yeah,
Oh my god, those two fucking hate each other, by the way, chat.
It's one of those things, right? It is, and I said this. We streamed a little bit before on Nerdiest channel about this topic, and it come up, and I had said this. I am of the belief that it is okay to stay in your lane and not be a chill stream hangout. I mean, I have the added bonus of having a rotation of friends and co-hosts on my channel. So I think the reason I avoid the fireside chat for now is because I do have enough people yelling in my ear, "Hey, don't do stupid shit." So, I kind of win that war.
Right.
But I think what it is that when it comes to like the Emrau and Aiden debate, because that actually oddly plays a part in this, the fucking the semantics of stuff that have already been litigated. Listen, here is the God's honest truth. You can never control a parasocial fan. Don't feed into it, but sometimes they will do whatever the fuck they want. Do not listen.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't feed into it, but sometimes they don't listen to you. And that's how that works. You have to set a hard boundary, but that's not the point because it ties into this.
Yeah. Let's play the beginning part of this because it's interesting.
To have any standards for myself, as you said.
God help me. Help me, God.
Because I'm a fucking loser. I'm a fucking
All right, hold
loser,
on. Time out. We do have to preface something real quick. Before people don't know, so Himpleton is talking to some fucking shitter troll. And thus shitter troll uses a fucking voice filter over their thing, right?
Yeah. It sounds like they're underwater.
My issue is underwater, they sound like a fucking Peanuts parent. You will never understand a fucking word they say. It is impossible to understand a word they say. And it's just like, you want to put closed captions on. Guess what? That fucking shit don't work either because the closed captions don't know what the fuck he's saying. But I digress.
But yeah. The important thing is what Himpleton is saying.
Yes. I just wanted to make that known because people are trying to listen.
Fucking dumbass. But I'm not a retard.
Oh? What kind of clarification is that, by the way? I may be a dumbass, but I am no retard.
I've been through this before. I've been used by a lot of people. And it's funny because I know you can relate to some of that.
What? Chat, you might be a little confused, but
oh my god.
He'll explain what he's referencing soon enough.
Yeah.
Help us all.
Wait for what?
Being used.
Who's ever used me?
I don't know.
Okay, I want to make a side note. Fucking Himpleton, your pauses, they're infuriating. I had to react to part of this shit on stream the other day. I sped it up to 1.75. I had a regular chatter said, I watched the VOD. I even sped it. I sped your sped up audio, and he was still too slow.
Wow. You don't understand,
I lost
Falky.
my mind.
He has to be dramatic.
It's the most like repressed theater kid energy I've ever felt in my entire life, and that is from a fucking theater kid.
I mean, I've had that in my videos.
Yeah, but
the funny thing is, he thinks while he's saying this that he sounds super badass.
Yeah. You're also putting on your British runner character. This is Himpleton in quote unquote.
You think it's a character, do you?
Oh my lord, we are not. Listen, we're not doing Jongleur 2.0. I listen. Okay, fucking penguin. Oswald Cobblepot. Let's hold up.
You think it's a character?
Oh my fucking god! I'm gonna blood pray.
Jesus Christ.
Who has ever used you?
The fucking phrasing of that, by the way. Holy shit.
The fucking Christ.
Who has ever made you feel dirty? Violated you?
What are you talking about?
What?
So, Chad.
What are you?
The
What are you
face! It's the fucking face!
my
It gets me every
God.
time.
Okay, so chat. If you guys haven't noticed, so Falky is how we say in the business, too open about his personal life. So everyone knows that
personal life.
everyone knows that somehow, some way, he was essayed, and so I guess the person he's talking to was also essayed. So like he's using that as like a way to own them right now.
Yes. Himpleton, you said Falgy. No, it is Himpleton that has been talking. So this is the other thing too we found out. Himpleton likes to trauma dump a lot. There are things about Himpleton that we don't necessarily need to know. Himpleton will drop his mental health history and other things like that. And I will say this. Stop. Don't do this on the internet.
But the internet is where all of his friends are, Falgy.
Yeah, because he doesn't fucking go outside. Another thing we fucking confirmed recently. I am so tired of these. Fucking get a job!
Make something out of yourself.
Oh my god, just get a job. Fucking have a regular job. Content should not be your entire life, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like if you're content brained, right? And you're just focusing on like making content, there's ways you can do it. Just don't fucking hang out in the Discord call all day. That's not content. That's you wasting time.
Exactly.
Are you referring to like?
I'm referring to you getting fucking raped, yes.
Holy shit, man. Like the way he fucking says that so evilly.
It's just like it's just so stupid. It's just so like, where do you go from here? What is your gotcha? Oh yeah, I'm referring to that time you got raped. What do? You don't go anywhere from here.
It's a no-win situation, man. I don't have the timestamp for it, so I'm not.
I feel like this is Himpleton trying to turn the tables on this guy.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Why did this conversation start? Does anyone know why this conversation started?
I believe,
if I've heard correctly. If
I've seen this on. Oh, sorry. If you want to talk about it.
Supposedly I think this guy supposedly had Himpleton's nudes or something of involving Himpleton talking shit to Emrau.
Yeah, that's what Emrao says anyway. Like on Lyric's stream, I believe Emrao said that Himpleton apparently had been talking shit about Emrao and ZV or whatever his name is on Discord.
Yeah, ZVED, something like that. Yeah.
He was basically blackmailing him, like he was going to leak the DMs that they had about Emrao or something like that. And that's how this whole thing came about.
But you want to know something? The nudes are involved because this man shares too much about his personal life, and we found out that somehow a Nigerian prince has seen the donger. We have the jonkler. The Nigerian princes have the jongler. I don't understand how.
My friend, let me see your butthole. let me see your cock.
You do not understand. If you please send me your dong, you will get all the money in my vault. It is how I get my passport back. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. This is like this is just one thing I've never understand about people who are like Spurgy or like commentary hell or whatever you want to refer to, like this like weird space of the internet in commentary as. It's like these people like Himpleton will like cry that like they don't get the respect of like bigger channels. Like for example, bigger streamers not writing into them, right? Like they'll cry about that, but then they're also being like these Discord calls doing weird shit that they know that the creators that they love so much, that the creators that they want the respect from, have made fun of before.
Right, exactly. It's one of those things where it's like you teeter so much on becoming the content that no one's gonna want to, raid their audience into you.
Yeah.
Now I know that Himpleton, from what I understand, worked with other creators. Apparently Toastify, if I remember correctly. I don't know how confirmed that is.
I think I've heard there somewhere that Toastify had him as a researcher.
Yeah, I know Toastify put it on his Twitter that he did have Himpleton as a researcher. I before the jar stuff hadn't heard of hadn't heard of Himpleton, so I didn't know of any of his work. Personally, I said it in our stream when I covered it. I thought Himpleton kind of was softballing questions to Jar. Jar, as we know through repeated videos, just says whatever the fuck is on his mind and incriminates himself constantly. So I just think Himpleton lucked out. I don't think Himpleton added anything to the conversation.
Wait, hang on, Falky. I gotta go take a poo. I gotta go take a poo.
Fuck all that. You're not the first person to put that fucking joke to me, and it's like the most infuriating joke. But it's important to note because like Himpleton also, aside the fact that he claims certain specific milestones in the Mama Max drama, saying that he is the one, and now it's been like soft confirmed that he was the one that alerted the FBI to what Max was doing. Not that the FBI really needed to just step in, but okay.
Yeah.
He claims that he convinced Just a Robot that Cinnabear was a groomer. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that I'm pretty sure Jar always knew that, but didn't give a fuck because that's how the ACC operates. So again, this is all leading to somebody with maybe the biggest head I've seen in a long time crashing out in one of the most spectacular ways.
Bigger than my head?
You don't got that big of a head. Not in my opinion.
Well, he's British, so it's like it's naturally bigger than.
No, I mean he's British. There's other problems.
But no, yeah, I don't know how he developed it, but Himpleton developed quite the ego, at least in like the smaller commentary space, right? Because like my interactions with him were like, okay, so like. I started poking fun at him after his awful debate with Sen. And everyone got on my case. Everyone got on my case for making fun of him, right? And even he was like, "Yo, why are you making fun of me? Say it to my face." And so I was like, "Yeah, I thought your debate was fucking stupid." And he's like, "Yeah, you're right." But it seems like he developed quite an ego because, like, as we played in that clip, there, he's when he's in a position of what he views as control. He turns into the fucking Joker, man. He's just like, you see, what you don't understand is bad things happen to people.
But the things that happen are somehow always bad to me because I'm a fucking dumbass.
And like we're not gonna play the whole call, but like in this call, he like starts comparing the guy to like serial killers.
No. I will correct you there. He compares himself to serial killers.
Oh, it's worse. It's worse
because he's going on this like weird schizo fucking like you could like you look at Himpleton's eyes and you can see the voices in his head. I am very convinced that you can see the people in the room that normally you would not see. Because he's like, I've researched all these serial killers. I've been around antisocial people, which, by the way, antisocial personality disorder is quite uncommon. It's one of the most uncommon versions of any type of personality disorder. So for him to just be in a room with a bunch of antisocial people, I either he's admitting that he wants to murder somebody and he's found a forum for it, or what I surmise, he's a fucking liar. And it kind of comes up a little bit where I personally do believe that either this Joker impression is either what I believe to be an impression, this is not who he really is, or this is the greatest gay op of all time, except the man gay opped himself.
Dude's so good, the gay op, he forgot to get out of it.
It's, you know, at this point, it's called a self-suck.
Is it gay? Is it straight? We don't know.
What if he was gay up in the commentary community?
It's one of those like I only pretended to be retarded sort of situations.
Are you saying that Himpleton is the next Nikocado Avocado?
Oh my! Wait, but it's the inverse. Like he shows up back on camera in like 2 years and he's like super fat.
Yeah, he's got like a fucking bald head. He's like, guys, I'm totally fine. I look like a skinhead, but I swear I'm not a serial murderer anymore. And you go, wait, anymore? And he's like, oh, we don't talk about it.
Yeah. Like, listen, okay? There might be a body or two missing in my local county, but like, we don't look into that.
It's like, pets have gone missing across the county. Don't worry about it.
Fluffy just got lost.
Yeah. The shallow grave, Fluffy. The shallow grave.
But yeah, like, Falky, what was your first impressions of Himpleton when you first found out about him?
So when I watched the interview with him and Jar, again, like I said, I thought they were just like really softball-y questions. Like I didn't think necessarily negative about him, but I'm gonna be like brutally honest. I don't know you, and if I don't know you, and I've heard nothing about you, it typically just means that you either haven't fucked up enough or you haven't done anything good enough. Doesn't speak to the caliber of person. But I think the thing is that when I watched it, I was like, this is just Jar being Jar. This is not like Jar's just speaking. I don't understand what people think.
Yeah.
And it kind of like spun from there, and then Himpleton was quiet, and then more stuff started to come out about him, and I was like, okay, he seems a little weird. He still seems a little self-righteous, but he kind of also needs to be taken down a peg. So he's getting enough fireside chats. I know the people who are giving him the fireside chats. I'm sure he's not listening. Oh, he's a fucking moron.
No, yeah, like a day or two prior to all this happening, I'm thinking, you know what? giving him the benefit of the doubt, he's probably just having a really bad month. Maybe in a couple of months from now, he'll like totally change up his attitude. He'll have a new outlook on life, and he'll make brand new good content. And I was completely wrong.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the thing too. It was the revelation. I think what did it for me was the revelation, because I didn't know that the romantic goblin connection was already known. Again, I wasn't really paying attention to him that much. My biggest thing was when I heard that he had 10 calls with Jar. I was very confused. When I covered Cope and Seed's Jar interview, and that video is really good. If you haven't watched it already, I very highly suggest that you go watch it. I asked Beckett like for a small comment. I was like, yeah, so I just want to like, how did you feel? He's like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever done. This may be the most uncomfortable I've ever been.
No, yeah, because like Jar's making comments throughout that entire interview where he's like, "Thank God I'm not trying to flirt with you. Thank God I'm not trying to like joke about my dick to you. Excuse me, Beckett, I gotta go take a poo."
Yeah, exactly. Like, so Himpleton claims that he wanted to create a Jar retrospective that remained neutral. Now, I don't know about you. He wanted to be some sort of mega documentarian. I don't think it takes 9 appointments to really figure out who Jar is. I understand if maybe you want to learn about his history, but Jar was very open about the fact that he was homeschooled and he was in a hyper-religious family.
Yeah.
It's very obvious where Jar came from. It's very obvious where Jar has been. And not only that, in Copaceed's video, other people are very forthright about how Jar has affected them or how Jar's impact has been in the ACC. So there was this weird, like, what do you do? Like, you're so personal with Jar at this point. I don't think it takes 9 calls. Probably takes about, I'll give him the benefit of it may take 4 to 5, depending on how Jar is.
Right,
but
right.
9 to 10 calls means that you guys are not having like, what are the conversations? And there was something that pissed me off about Himpleton, and it's how I knew he was full of shit. He started messaging people around saying, "Oh, you guys don't know what this is like this is not what it looks like." This was my complaint. You don't have one singular DM or one snippet of a call that is absolving yourself from the situation. No disclosure that, listen, he called it a gay op. I don't really give a fucking shit what you call it. You were not gay opping Jar. That's not how this fucking works. The man literally, honestly speaking, has gay opped himself. I joke about Himpleton doing it. Jar has done it to himself.
Yeah.
But there's no way that you've had, let's give a rough estimate. Let's say each call is approximately 30 minutes. You have 10 calls. You're telling me in the approximate 300 minutes that you've been on the phone, a very conservative estimate, there is nowhere in any of those calls that's like, "Hey man, this is just for the purposes of an interview. I'm not going to coach you in anything that you say. Please don't ask me about this." Or, "Listen, I've told you for neutrality's purposes, I'm not going to coach you. I'm glad to hear you out, but that's not what this interview is about. That's not what this relationship is about." That was the easy fix to this whole entire drama, and he refused to do it. Why? Because it didn't exist. That's the basic thing. None of the things that could have saved him, that any content creator who's working with literally the commentary version of a CIA asset kind of thing, where it's like, "Hey, this is not a good person, but you really want the info out of them, so you kind of got to play ball a little bit." They still cover their ass on these things. Like, Jar is radioactive. You should have fucking worn a hazmat suit.
Yeah, I don't know. With Himpleton, I see wasted potential. Because like as much as I make fun of like the smaller commentary guys, it's like I like seeing new players in the commentary space succeed. Like Given Ant, he's like one person that's really been succeeding due to like the jar stuff, and I couldn't be happier for him. But it's like, dude, like if you're constantly worried about like what 500 or like 200 sub Andys think of you, you're always going to remain in that small commentary space. It's like,
yeah, I think I think you kind of hit it on the head. Is like, if you are so hyper fixated on not just your growth, but wanting to be separated from the pack, but you don't know who you are or what content you want to see in the world, you figure it out. Like, it's like, I'm not gonna say it's easy to figure it out. It does take time, but it's very easy to know what you don't want to be. And if people are telling you how not to be that thing, and you keep making the same mistakes, brother, that's on you. That's literally just your fault.
absolutely. It's a shame. It's a shame because like at least what British Runner's been describing, it seemed like he had potential at one point, but he strayed away from that.
Yeah.
I think when creators get like a form of early success for like live streams, and like keep in mind he only had like 20 to 30 concurrent viewers, so it's not like we're talking about like major success, right? But it's like when you have like like what he views as like a decently sized audience like constantly glazing you, right? It's easy to get into that mindset of like, oh well, this is what my audience wants me to do on live streams. I better do whatever they want, right? But the issue is Himpleton wasn't made for the live streaming game. He's made for like doing edited videos, so that way he looks as good as possible. He shouldn't be doing debates with like Mrao, Slime Beast, or Mr. Sen, because he just looks like an utter moron afterwards.
And that's the thing. I think that's something too. Is that like debate content also isn't the end all be all. Like, I think it's like one of those things where it's like you can argue things, but if you're not getting anywhere, what's the point? You know, my whole thing is just like, okay, you can debate, or you can just prove your fucking point, right? And then you don't have to put on like some fucking weirdo persona. It's totally fine. You don't have to do that. Some people do, and it works for them very well. You know, and they can kind of banter off one another. But Himpleton was never that guy.
No.
And there's also you have to kind of know your limitations in a way. Like I don't really do live streaming that much. Like I tried to do commentary live streaming like Chud does, but I just couldn't do it, so I stopped doing it. Like you can probably see this with some of the stuff that I've done before. Like I covered the internet anarchist getting striked by another creator. I covered that. Like but yeah, it just I'm just not really good at that. I'm better off just making a video rather than doing a stream.
Which is perfectly fine, right? That doesn't invalidate your worth as a creator if you do videos over live streams or vice versa, right? But like you need to play into your strengths. And Himpleton's strengths was not live streaming.
No. Yeah, and you play to your strengths where like you understand not only how you make content but how you like do things. Like I will always say this. I'm very fortunate that the people I stream with were all researchers and loggers of our own degrees. So we all find something.
I feel like the reason that Himpleton would also get into these debates is because possibly his audience would be like, no, get them on. And Himpleton wouldn't know how to say no. He has expressed to me before that it's like he feels like if he doesn't bring, like with the Slime Beast stuff, if he didn't bring on Slime Beast, then he'd look like a pussy. And that's what he was worried about.
I think one thing too is, and this is just my observation, debates for some creators is a quick way to grow their commentary channels. It's not to say that that is the way that everybody does it, but for a lot of people, I've noticed that they truly believe that debating is how they grow a channel. And people have commented on this. If you know YouTube analytics large enough, you know that those kind of momentary booms have diminishing returns past the outset, because those are not going to be concurrent viewers over a long period of time, because then they're going to see your regular type of content and be like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to see this. This is not what I came here for. Where's the debates? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you pulling this person? Why are you focused on like YouTube video creation and your streams are really chill? Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, like I think it's also kind of plays into, like, with some channels they do shorts, like they do a load of shorts to get a load of subscribers from it, but then when they want to make videos, they don't get as many views as the shorts do.
Mm-mm. Yeah, well, shorts are the secret way to make money on YouTube, apparently.
Apparently, I just can't be bothered
speaking
making
as
them.
someone who does YouTube Shorts, the only way you're ever making money consistently from YouTube Shorts is if you like get a short that has like hundreds of thousands of views, or like even millions of views. Because like I have a Cine Bear. Funny enough, I have a Cine Bear explains short that's out right now. It has a little over 10K views. I think I've made like $3 off of it. Because
that's
like
$3 going. That's $3 going in your pocket, though.
Right. Well, like the thing is, it's the way YouTube Shorts work is that it's still based off of like the ad watch time revenue of like regular YouTube videos, right? So obviously, if you have a YouTube video that's under a minute long and it has like 10K views, you're not gonna get as like many. You're not going to get as much money as like a 30-minute video with like 5K views, right? It's just how YouTube system works. But
it depends on
I digress. We're getting a little distracted.
How many ads the viewer gets into.
Yeah, we're getting a little distracted.
Let's continue talking about this.
I like, all jokes aside, I do feel bad for Himpleton, because like I don't want to see smaller creators fail in this space. I always want to see them rise up, you know?
This is the reason why I asked him if he would like to be a part of the podcast, and that's why I came to you two to ask you two if you would be okay with that. Like, I wanted to see Himpleton succeed.
Right, maybe if he had some like mentally stable people around him, maybe that would ground him a bit.
Maybe. Again, I can't believe that I have the least soy take for once. I don't give a shit. I'll be very fucking honest. If you're a snake in private and then you just get outed as a snake in real life and then you continually lie about it, that's on you. You're always a fucking snake. Do I wish bad on the dude? No, I don't fucking wish bad on the dude, but get fucked. Like, I don't fucking care.
No, yeah, because how do you go from like two creators giving you genuine criticism and advice so that way you don't fuck up again to they're blackballing me, they're being mean to me.
Of course. Always. Xylee is mean.
I tell you what my takeaway was from seeing that DM to what was it, Romantic Goblin. It felt like to me that Himpleton was saying, "Oh, I didn't want to get rid of you, but these bigger YouTubers, man, like they were." They were saying that they were to still, you know. Oh, I didn't want to do it, but they made me do it.
Right.
Like,
right.
That's my takeaway from that, and that is incredibly snaky.
By the way, non-serious thing for a second. Do you think him and Romantic Goblin were flirting a bit?
From what I understand, I asked this question because you did have, you had people that knew Himpleton privately. Apparently, she was not a part of the harem, but it is not outside of the realm of possibility that it could have happened, which I just find very silly.
I would not
Dude,
know,
we stopped it before it could happen. He didn't have time to put the Riz on. He could have had what FPS Diesel wanted all along, and that was a goblin girlfriend.
No, stop this! I will not allow this slander. This is not that fucking. She was not a goblin. She's a fucking weirdo.
She's a gremlin.
She's a fucking bottom feeder, is what she is.
Yeah.
Lord help me.
Oh my god. Well, guys, I think we've said as much as we can without going into like hours long and reacting to everything. So like final thoughts on Himpleton.
How do I describe Himpleton? Get help. Get off the internet. Cope and seethe. I literally just just cope and seethe. Either stay mad or get better.
Yeah, I will impart my what I said to him. My last bit of advice for him was to get off the internet. Like, take a break, few months away, and like, I don't know if he can come back from this, but like, yeah, just take some time away from the internet.
Yeah. Well, guys, that was another episode of the Troublemakers podcast. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more content if you're new to the channel. And guys, always make sure you check out the co-host, British Runner. As always, is making the best video essays in the game. British Runner, I believe you're working on a new one right now, right? Involving a certain anti-woke gaming YouTuber.
Going by the name of Anti-Pants Shaming.
Oh, God.
And guys, if you are somehow not watching Falky already, make sure you do so. Him and other FPS Diesel mods, they watch a ton of internet stuff. They go over trending topics, and some of my favorite stuff from them personally is whenever they react to police body cam footage, because that brings it in its own insanity right there.
Yeah, we have to bring back one of those fucking streams over there. We haven't done one in a while, and every time you say it, I'm like, fuck, we haven't done one in a while.
Anyway, guys, I'm Nerdy John, signing out. Take care.